Everyone sees the lifestyle. The trips, the morning coffee, the new phone, the clean apartment, the well-put-together clothes. From the outside, it looks like everything is going well. It looks like progress. It looks like success. But many times, behind that image, there are people who feel tired, stressed, and constantly worried about money. They earn, they spend, they post, they repeat. And when the month ends, there is nothing left. No savings, no margin, no real security. That is one of the biggest contradictions of our time. You can look rich and still be financially fragile. You can consume luxury and still live in poverty. And that is where this concept begins, one that is rarely talked about but is becoming more common every year: luxury poverty. My name is Jack, and today I want to help you understand what luxury poverty is, why it is growing so fast, and why so many people feel stuck even when, on paper, they are doing everything right. Luxury poverty does not mean having nothing. In fact, it is the opposite. It means having many things, but no stability. It is living surrounded by comfort, products, experiences, and services that look like luxury, but without real financial freedom. Everything looks fine on the surface, but one unexpected expense is enough to make everything fall apart. In the past, poverty was much more visible. If someone was struggling financially, you could tell. Today, that is no longer the case. Poverty can hide behind a good phone, nice clothes, subscriptions, occasional trips, and carefully edited social media posts. Modern poverty does not always look like struggle. Many times, it looks like comfort. Today, many people can afford things that used to be considered luxuries: streaming services, food delivery, technology, travel, branded clothes. And honestly, that sounds good. But the real problem is not what they buy. It is what they do not have. They do not have savings. They do not have investments. They do not have an emergency fund. They do not have margin. Their entire lifestyle depends on their next paycheck. If that income stops, even for a short time, the whole structure collapses. That is luxury poverty, living one paycheck away from crisis. One of the main drivers of this phenomenon is easy access to credit. Credit cards, financing, buy now, pay later, monthly payments. Everything is designed to make consumption feel light, almost painless. You no longer feel the real cost of things. You only feel the monthly payment. A phone is no longer $1,000, it is $40 a month. A car is no longer expensive, it is just a manageable payment. A trip is no longer a big decision, it is something you can put on a card and deal with later. The problem is that later always arrives. When many small payments pile up, they slowly start eating your income. And because each one feels small, most people underestimate how much they are actually spending. Luxury poverty is not created by one bad decision, it is created by many small decisions that feel normal, justified, and even deserved. Another huge factor is social pressure. Today, lifestyles are constantly compared. Social media shows highlights, never the uncomfortable parts. People see others traveling, upgrading their lives, enjoying themselves, and they feel behind. So they try to keep up, not because they truly want luxury, but because they want to feel normal. Luxury poverty often comes from the fear of looking unsuccessful. People do not spend to improve their lives, they spend to protect their image. And the system reinforces that behavior. Brands, platforms, and influencers constantly repeat the idea that you deserve more, that comfort is necessary, that upgrading your lifestyle is part of growth. But real growth is not always visible. You cannot show off an emergency fund. You cannot post discipline. You cannot get likes for patience. So consumption becomes the thing that gets displayed. On top of that, basic life has become much more expensive. Housing, healthcare, education, transportation, these are not luxuries, they are necessities, and their costs have risen much faster than wages. That means that even before lifestyle spending, a large part of income is already gone. When people finally have some money left, they want to enjoy it. They feel like they deserve it, and that makes sense. The problem is that enjoyment often replaces preparation. Luxury poverty appears when today's comfort becomes more important than tomorrow's security. Many people do not feel poor because they are consuming, but consumption is not wealth. Wealth is not what you show, it is what you keep. Another key element is the lack of financial education. Most people were never taught how money really works. They know how to earn, but not how to manage, protect, or grow what they earn. They do not understand how interest works against them. They do not see how lifestyle inflation slowly traps them. And they do not realize that earning more without controlling expenses only creates bigger problems. So when they earn more, they spend more. The lifestyle goes up, but the financial position stays exactly the same. That is luxury poverty at a higher level. You can earn twice as much and feel the same stress. Because the problem was never income, it was structure. Luxury poverty is dangerous because it creates a false sense of success. From the outside, everything looks fine, so people assume there is no problem. They delay hard decisions, avoid uncomfortable conversations, and keep going until something breaks. A layoff, a medical bill, a family emergency, an economic slowdown. And suddenly, the image disappears and reality shows up. That is when many people realize something uncomfortable. They were not building a life, they were maintaining an appearance. And yeah, that is heavy. Luxury poverty is also deeply emotional. It creates anxiety because deep down people know their situation is fragile. It creates guilt because they feel they should be doing better. And it creates shame because admitting financial stress does not match the lifestyle they show. So they stay quiet, keep spending, and keep pretending. And that silence only makes the problem worse. But there is something very important to say clearly. Luxury poverty is not a personal failure. It is a predictable result of a system built around consumption, image, and debt. People are not irresponsible. They are responding to incentives. When everything is sold as affordable monthly payments, when success is measured by appearance, and when basic life is expensive, this outcome makes sense. Understanding this completely changes the conversation. The solution is not guilt, extreme frugality, or rejecting all comfort. The solution is intentionality. It is deciding what truly adds value to your life and what only adds pressure. It is learning to separate real wealth from visible wealth. Real wealth is flexibility. It is time. It is options. It is peace of mind. Luxury poverty takes all of that away in exchange for temporary comfort. Breaking out of it often requires uncomfortable decisions. Living below your means when you could spend more. Saying no to upgrades everyone else is making. Cutting expenses that are part of your identity. It is not easy, but it is powerful. Every dollar you do not lock into your lifestyle is a dollar that gives you options. Options to breathe. Options to choose. Options to say no. That is real freedom. It also requires redefining what doing well actually means. Doing well is not having the newest things. It is not traveling all the time. It is not looking successful. Doing well is being able to handle problems without panic. It is sleeping well. It is knowing that one bad month will not destroy you. That is invisible success. Luxury poverty makes people chase visible success while losing invisible stability. And the irony is that invisible stability is what can eventually create visible success, if that is what someone wants. This is especially important for young people. Many feel behind because they compare themselves to others who seem to be doing better. But that comparison ignores debt, stress, and fragility. Someone can look ahead and still be standing on very thin ground. Building real wealth is slow, it is boring, it does not get likes, but it compounds. And over time, the gap between appearance and reality becomes impossible to ignore. Luxury poverty is one of the biggest financial traps of this generation, not because people want too much, but because they were taught the wrong definition of enough. Enough is not comfort without security. Enough is security with reasonable comfort. If you recognize yourself in this topic, it does not mean you failed. It means you are aware. And awareness is the first step toward change. This channel is not about shaming spending or selling unrealistic dreams. It is about understanding how the system works and how to move more intelligently within it. Because when you understand the rules, you stop playing a game designed to keep you stressed and dependent. Luxury poverty looks good, but it feels heavy. Real financial health looks simple, but it feels light. And choosing lightness over appearance is one of the most powerful financial decisions you can make. If you like this type of content about money, finance, and how things really work, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. That helps the channel grow and allows me to keep sharing information that can actually improve your financial future. See you in the next video. Goodbye.